Here's something most people over 60 don't realize until it's already a problem. After 60, your body's ability to maintain muscle doesn't just slow down. It shifts in a specific way. That means you need to eat more protein, not the same amount, more, just to hold on to the muscle you already have. And most people over 60 aren't coming close to that amount. The result is a gradual, quiet process that researchers now recognize as one of the most common and most underappreciated health challenges in older adults. It affects your strength, your balance, your energy, and your independence. Today we're going to talk about exactly what that process is, what the research says about how much protein you actually need after 60, and the simplest everyday ways to get there. The numbers may be higher than you expect. Before we get into it, if this kind of science-backed content is useful to you, hit subscribe and the like button right now.
There's a new video every day, and subscribing means you'll never miss one. And if you have a question about protein or anything related to nutrition after 60, drop it in the comments. I read every one. Now let's talk about what's actually happening in your body. After 60, your muscles go through a change that researchers have studied extensively. Here's what it means in plain language. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into building blocks and uses them to maintain, repair, and build muscle tissue. In your 30s and 40s, this process is efficient. You eat a reasonable amount of protein, your muscles get what they need, and things stay relatively stable. After 60, that efficiency drops. Your body becomes less responsive to the signal from dietary protein. You eat the same amount, but your muscles don't get the same return on that investment.
Researchers call this anabolic resistance. Your muscles have become harder to stimulate and slower to respond. The practical result is a gradual loss of muscle mass and strength over time. Researchers call this process sarcopenia, the slow loss of muscle that creeps in as we age. It's extremely common, and it's one of the main reasons older adults notice that they feel weaker, tire more easily, or feel less steady on their feet than they did 10 years ago. The National Institute on Aging identifies sarcopenia as a significant contributor to reduced independence in older adults. But here's what's important to understand. It is not inevitable. The research is clear that diet, specifically protein intake, is one of the most powerful tools for slowing and managing it, which brings us to the central question: how much protein do you actually need? The official recommended daily allowance, the standard figure printed on nutrition labels, is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That number was established for all adults, regardless of age, based primarily on studies done in younger people. Multiple major research reviews published in the NIH's biomedical library have found that this amount is likely inadequate for maintaining muscle function in older adults. The current consensus across several independent expert reviews recommends a minimum of 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for adults over 60 to maintain muscle mass and support physical function. Let me translate that into something you can actually use. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 68 kilograms. 1.2 grams per kilogram works out to roughly 82 grams of protein per day. If you weigh 180 pounds, about 82 kilograms, you're looking at approximately 100 grams per day. For comparison, a standard American daily diet typically provides 60 to 70 grams of protein. Many older adults eating lighter meals, smaller portions, skipping breakfast, less appetite, are getting considerably less than that. The gap between what most people over 60 are eating and what the research recommends is real. Now, these are research recommendations, not a universal prescription. Your personal target depends on your health, your activity level, your kidney function, and other individual factors. If you have any kidney concerns, this conversation is especially important to have with your doctor, since protein needs can be different in that context. but the direction the research points is consistent. After 60, most people need more protein, not less. We're about halfway through. If this is landing for you, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps more people over 60 find this content. So where do you actually get it? Here are the most reliable everyday protein sources that work for most people over 60, practical, affordable, and easy to fit into what you're already eating. Eggs are one of the best starting points. 2 large eggs give you about 12 to 14 grams of complete protein, containing all the essential building blocks your muscles need. They're inexpensive, quick, easy to digest, and work at any meal. Greek yogurt is another standout. 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt delivers 17 to 20 grams of protein plus calcium and probiotics for gut health. Plain over-flavored, same protein, much less sugar. Canned fish, salmon, sardines, or tuna is one of the most cost-effective protein sources at any U.S. grocery store. A 3-ounce serving of canned salmon gives you roughly 20 grams of protein plus omega-3 fatty acids. No cooking required. Works on whole grain crackers, in a salad, or straight from the can. Chicken and turkey remain among the leanest sources. A palm-sized piece of chicken breast, about 3 ounces, delivers around 25 grams of protein. Beans and lentils are excellent options for plant-based protein with added fiber. A cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein and keeps you full. They're affordable, versatile, and pair with almost anything. Cottage cheese is worth highlighting specifically because it's soft, mild, easy on older digestive systems, and underused. A half-cup serving contains about 14 grams of high-quality protein. One more important detail the research highlights: how you distribute your protein throughout the day matters as much as total amount. Your body can only effectively use a certain amount of protein at one time. For muscle building, roughly 25 to 30 grams per meal. Eating almost all your protein in one sitting, a big dinner for example, is significantly less effective than spreading it across 3 meals. The practical goal is a meaningful protein source at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not just one heavy meal at the end of the day. Here's what that can look like without overhauling your whole routine. Breakfast: 2 eggs, scrambled or boiled, or a cup of Greek yogurt. Either one puts you at 12 to 20 grams before your day has really started. Lunch: a can of tuna or salmon on crackers, or a cup of lentil soup, or a chicken wrap. Another 15 to 25 grams. Dinner: a palm-sized piece of fish or chicken with beans or lentils on the side. Another 25 to 30 grams. Done. That pattern, without any dramatic changes to your lifestyle, gets most people close to the research recommended range. Let's pull this together. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at converting protein into muscle. The standard recommended daily amount, 0.8 grams per kilogram, appears to fall short for older adults based on multiple research reviews. Most researchers in this field now recommend at least 1.2 grams per kilogram per day. The best everyday sources: eggs, Greek yogurt, canned fish, chicken, beans, and lentils, and cottage cheese. And spread that protein across all 3 meals, not just at dinner. Talk to your doctor about your specific needs, especially if you have any kidney concerns or underlying health conditions. Just a reminder, this is for learning, not medical advice. Before changing your diet, supplements, or any health routine, talk with your own doctor who knows your full history. If you found this helpful, subscribe and hit the bell. A new research-backed video for people over 60 every single day. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these protein sources do you already eat regularly, and which one are you going to try adding this week? Tell me in the comments. Tomorrow we're looking at 5 simple daily habits that research on the world's longest lived people keeps finding over and over again. You'll recognize some of them. One of them will probably surprise you. I'll see you then.